Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field. It's senior night here for Lynn Classical, and I deeply apologize. We weren't set up. Camera wasn't set up. We had people a little late getting here, and we didn't get the seniors on camera. But we'll certainly mention them. Captain Bryn Bullock, Captain Eliza Correnti, Captain Delana Dana, Captain Ava Thurman, all finishing up great careers. Delaney and Thurman, multi-sport athletes. Glasgow, already into the state tournament. They're looking for their 12th win. English looking for their second win, but this is the type of game I always like to say Thanksgiving, whatever month it is, like this being October, I always like to say Thanksgiving in October, because anytime these two teams get together, it doesn't make any difference what the records are. You just want to win this game. If you don't win another game all year, you want to win the two that you play against your crosstown rival. A lot of these young ladies have been playing different sports, going back to when Babe Ruth had girls' teams. Some of them, there were girls that played Little League. They play AAU soccer, but when you get in school, they play soccer and basketball and softball and a lot of sports they play against each other. They may know each other. Some of them may even be friends because, as most people know, years ago, it was East Lynn, West Lynn. West Lynn was classical, East Lynn was English. It dwindled down now so that anybody in the city can go to either one. They choose where they want to go. So you could live in West Lynn and go to English. You could live in East Lynn and go to classical. So some of these may be neighbors, friends. So it's always a rivalry when these two teams get together. And it's meaningful for both teams. Glasgow looking to get another win or two under their belt, trying to get a better seeding, although it's not going to really help them because the record is not the most important product. Glasgow got deflection out in front, and they kicked it over the net and out of play. It was senior night the other night for English, and we missed doing that game as well. Preceding it, Emma Farris Howes, Ada Bilal, Asima Gabriesus, Emily Robles, Yavalis Coriano, Miriam Shafrin, Iris Son, Eileen Jeffrey, Heaven Valise Day, Dima Al-Mansouri, all finishing up their careers at English High School. Emma Farris Howes in net for English. Lauren Wilson for Glasgow. As English, Glasgow gets close, it kicks it high and wide and over everything out of play. Two rookie coaches, Abby Driscoll, a little longer in vogue over at English, helped out by Madison Malaya. Jessica Gambali in her first year at Lynn Classical. Jessica got baptized in the job like 2 weeks before the season started. The coach that was hired quit. So, well, he didn't want to play in the city tournament. He wanted the schedule to start later, and he had some misgivings. And they said, we can't do that. The schedule's already up. And then shortly after that, He called and said I quit. Booted away by Rachel Dana. And the shot on net. And that's Delaney Dana. And she got me the other night. I told her father, Derek, who's the baseball coach at St. Mary's, I said, she got me. I said that, I thought I was picking up number 20. I said, no, it can't be. It's got to be 22 or 21 because I would recognize Delaney Dana with her bright blonde hair, not knowing that she dyed it and went to brown. So I spent the whole game saying she wasn't playing and they miss her and it's a break. They had to wait for the ball to stop rolling. They couldn't collect it. And the shot goes way wide from Duncan. Harris Howes boots it away. And Glasgow kicks it right back in the English end. It's deep. They're not going to get there before it goes out of play. A cool night down in the 50s. We're now saying, let's get those 90-degree weather back. We're never satisfied here in New England. Haskell takes the shot, high, wide, off to the far side, missing to the right. English in their white uniforms, Haskell in black because they're breast cancer awareness. That's the reason for their pink socks. Got breast awareness emblems on their jerseys. They knock it deep. I think that's Gabriasis knocking it out. And it bounced up and got somebody in the hand or the arm. Costa's going to get a free kick. Thurman's become exceptional at these. From the 10-yard line. More often than not, she puts this in the net. One hop. She didn't get it up. She usually hits a little pop-up, tries to flip it over the goaltender's head into the back of the net. She put it one hop into the midsection of Ferris House. Haskell takes it right back. He was trying to knock it deep. Dana banged it out off English. It goes out off English. How are they calling it off Classical? Lost it out of bounds. Went out off Emily Robles. Rachel Dana will put it in play after we have substitutions for Glasgow. 10 minutes into a scoreless first half. English and Glasgow, as I like to say, Thanksgiving in October. Kaylee Bullock knocks it upfield. English knocks it deep. Carenti will hustle back, and she'll let Wilson boot it away. Just knocks it deep again. Down the far side, English takes it, knocks it back. And Glasgow takes it right back in the English end. They knock it by, looking to go get it down that far side. Centering it, Paris Howells will play the little ground ball and field it and boot it away. Carenti knocks it back. Bullock knocks it upfield, a break for Glasgow. And it gets deflected in. It went off the goaltender, off the top crossbar. It was Mia Papazoglou sitting on the doorstep. That shot, Paris Howells made the save. As Glasgow saves it down deep in the corner. They throw it out again. It goes by everybody. Down the far side, looked like they went too deep, looked like they were knocking off the side of the net. And actually went off the crossbar and bounced right down in front of the net, and Papazoglou couldn't have been in a better spot to knock that one home. If you're dreaming of scoring goals, you can't get any easier than that. Last game Glasgow played, Papazoglou got 4. So she's another one tonight. Paris Howells will kick it away. It'll be Thanksgiving in October again. The next game it'll be the boys, English and Glasgow. Glasgow look for a rush. They forced her to go very deep, trying to get the shot off, maybe centering pass. She kicked it way wide and over everything, way out of play. And Paris Howells will get to kick it away. I believe this is English's last home game. Glasgow has 1 or 2 more. They tip it ahead, and it gets knocked out. It was knocked out by Glasgow, I think. Now they say no, it got knocked out by English, and Glasgow will get the corner kick coming from the far side. English got a piece of it and knocked it away. Glasgow gets it back. English takes it away and knocks it out of play. 15 minutes into this first half, 1-0 Glasgow. Glasgow is, I think, the last game for Medford in the league is against Somerville. And Glasgow's hoping for at least a tie by Somerville against Medford. Medford is a half a game ahead. They both have one loss in the league, but Glasgow has a tie. From long range, the shot goes wide right and out of play. Off the foot, I think that was Kaylee Bullock. Glasgow will make substitutions. And Farris Howes will get to kick it away again. Glasgow hustles to keep it in. Trying to center it. Trying to lean around the defense and center it. They leaned around, but they got a piece of it and knocked it wide and out of play. And Farris Howes will use that right foot again. Off a Glasgow head. English trying to push it up. And Glasgow takes it away. Glasgow knocks it back to the English end. And they knock it down that far side again. And they roll it in front, but they put it right in the lap of Farris Howes, and she'll boot it away. English kicks it away. Glasgow just takes it away. They knock it off Glasgow. Body went down. They let it go for the moment, but then the English player didn't get up. She's flat on the turf. And when they saw she was down, then they blew the whistle. And they'll have to come out and look at her, see if she's okay. She's getting up. She looks like she's okay. She's walking to the bench. They'll replace her. Well, she's walking under her own steam. She'll get looked at by the trainer when she gets to the other side. But it looked a lot more serious than it was when she went down flat and stayed there. And now she's walking around. She seems to be okay. They're waiting for Glasgow to come back. They formed a huddle with their team and goaltender down in their own end. Let's see how they play this. They're going to give it. Now, she got knocked down at the 45-yard line. They gave Jean the ball to kick at the 30-yard line. I still don't know how they wound up with these rules and how they figure what they do and how they do it. English trying to track it down. It goes out of play. I think that was Bilal. It goes out. Another corner kick for Glasgow, I think. Coming from the near side this time. Oscar got a piece of it. They actually bounced off like the knee or the leg, and it went wide right out of play, but it touched an English player before that or after that. And they'll get another corner kick from the near side, Glasgow. They got a head on it and knocked it in. Getting credit for the goal was McKenna Duncan. There was a maze of players out in front. Their head went up. And of course, as soon as they score the goal, they surround the goaltender in a big circle, and it's hard to pick out the number. But we picked out Duncan, McKenna Duncan. She rolled it by the defense, but Gabriel Jesus was there to knock it away. Oscar tried to walk in. They take the shot. They knocked it high, wide, and I think it's going to go out of play before Glasgow can get it. Halfway through and counting this first half, it's now 2-0. Trying to get around the defense. Sandwich it out in front. They got a head on it, knocked it off the top crossbar. They got a piece of it. All they could do is just tap it right into the lap of Farris House. Thurman sent that pass across. They got a head on it and actually hit the crossbar. When it bounced back down right on the foot of a Glasgow player, but they couldn't get much on it. All they could do was just tap it. And House was able to make the save. It's all Glasgow. English hasn't come close even getting the ball in the Glasgow end. They've kicked it deep a couple of times. Didn't get possession-wise, they didn't take it in. And Glasgow has taken it right back out. Here's a break again, pushing it way to the near side. They take the shot. Howes had to make the save. Just be able to get a hand on it. That was Thurman again with a rip. Howes just was able to get a couple of fingers on it, slow it down, and grab the ball. And that's going to go out of play. So Glasgow leading 2-0 and dominating territorial-wise. Field is kind of tilted to the right. The ball stays in the English end. Kind of punch it towards the net. English blocked it. We got Martinez and Chevron, Gabriel Jesus, and Alicia Jean. The back four for English. They're busy every single game because they can't take a second off, along with Emma Farris Howes in net, because the ball is in the English end the vast majority of time. English takes the shot. It goes wide right. That might have been Delaney. And of course, I mean Delaney Dana. Howes will kick it away again. Haskell picks it off, taking it back. Pass inside, they throw it across. Knocked away by Fowler. Fowler's had a very good year for English. He plays very well. And his defense is under the gun every single game. Haskell right back at it. English blocks it. And it goes out. I think it's going to be another corner kick for Glasgow. English actually got a head on it. And it went out of play. And now they'll change up. The corner kick will be to the far side. English got a head on it, but they headed it just to the left of the net. I don't think I ever remember seeing the official. He's almost like he's guarding the goalpost. He's right at the goalpost. They kicked it behind the net. And here comes Glasgow again. Got to get to the middle. It gets deflected. Rolls. Howes just got a foot on it. A couple of Glasgow players coming to the net, looking to knock it to the net. Howes got there first. English clears it away again. Knocked out by English. 15 minutes and counting left in this first half. Now they call it off. Glasgow 2-0. Glasgow over arch rival, intercity rival, English. Glasgow changes up a little bit. They put Escobar back on defense. They put Bryn Bullock up front. It was Kaylee Bullock the other day that moved up front, so they move everybody around. English trying to get it out. Glasgow takes it away. Out off Glasgow. To the near side, Glasgow hustling. English knocked it out. Thurman was able to get that long throw, and it bounced up and hit a Glasgow player on the hand and the arm, and they blow the whistle, and Howes will get to kick it away again. Out off English. We'll have a substitution of Glasgow prior to the throw-in. They throw it deep. Alicia Jean knocks it away and skips over the end line, so Classell's going to get another corner kick. Again, coming from the far side. They had a few of them. Skips by everybody. They get a foot on it and they knock it in. What'd you get? 4? Is that a real official down there moving around? No, it's so long to the net. It seems like it was trying to block the shot for Costco over the net. No sooner did I say they moved Brent Bullock up front from her defensive spot that she knocks it home and gets the third goal. So Glasgow's just keeping the pressure on, getting a lot of shots, and it's turned into a 3-0 lead. And that's all they can do is knock it deep. This will be the first time in the half that Wilson touches the ball. She's been a spectator so far. She boots it long and high and deep. Popped up. Knocked back upfield. Lazo pushing it up. Long lead pass, looking for Bullock. They let it go. They almost gave another goal away. They were letting it go to Ferris Howes, and Glasgow beat him, and from behind got a kick and almost knocked it in the net. It just went wide. And I think that was Duncan again. She came up back checking, and they just let the ball slowly roll to Ferris Howes. And when they did that, Bullock reached in and kicked it. And luckily for English, it went wide. And they knock it out off English. Glasgow almost took it away and walked in. It gets knocked out. I think they're calling it off English, and Glasgow's going to get another corner kick. He banged it off English right up around the head area. It deflected out. That's a tough way to block it. It was might have been Gabby Jesus. Took that Percy right around the head area. Thank God she's all right. And guess what? We got another corner kick from the near side. Now the official is coming over. I think he wants to check on her because it hit her up around the head. So everybody's always worried about concussions. So the official talking to her, making sure she's okay. Now the trainer is going to come out and take a look, along with the other official. Now they're going to take her to the sideline to make sure she's okay. So took the force of that right off the face of the head. And with concussions being as prevalent as they are, they want to make sure she's okay. One tick over 7 minutes left in this first half. Classical 3-0 over intercity rival Classical here on, as I like to call it, Thanksgiving in October. Yet another corner kick coming from the near side. Everybody milling around out in front of the net. He kicked a little ground ball, and Howes was able to block everybody away, get it, and she'll kick it away. Skips right by English. Classical knocks it back upfield. Bullock tipped it, got it back, and then knocked it too far ahead. It goes out of play. I have to say Bryn Bullock because there's two of them. Bryn is number 4, Kaylee is number 5. They tip it ahead. Classical trying to get there. They can't. It goes out of play. It's going to go out of play. Just hooked it to the near side. Looking for Bullock, headed away by English, but they headed it back. If Classical let go, they would have another corner kick. They reached for it, and it went out. Howes will get to kick it away again as Classical makes another substitution. Howes will kick it away. Farris Howes. 5 minutes and counting left. And a very good first half for Classical. Alicia Jean tried to kick it away. She bounced it off. Might have been Delaney Dana. And it deflected right to Howes. Out off English. Thurman puts it in play. It skipped past. Bullock couldn't get to it before Alicia Jean did. Thurman keeps it in, tries to center. Alicia Jean got a piece of it. Bullock almost took it away for a shot. Alicia Jean fought hard. She's had a good year defensively for English as well. She's one of the better defensemen I've seen. Lazo. Lead pass. Just a little too far. And it goes out of play. I think that was Bryn Bullock breaking down the near side. Pass just went too far out in front. Actually, I think it was Kaylee Bullock. No, it was Kaylee Bullock. Roscoe gets around, pushing it down the near side. Roscoe's still with it. Trying to give it up. Knocked out by English. Now, they're calling it out off Glasgow. Glasgow's getting set to take the throw in. He said, no, it's English. And they throw it out of play. And we'll get a substitution for English. Broken up. Oscar getting it back. Final 2 minutes. Scoreboard clock is shut off. Paris Howes looking to let it go. Glasgow kept it in. Luckily for English, it was deep along the end line. They didn't have a shot at the net because Howes was out of the net looking to go get the ball. He was trying to clear it. English. The only way English got the ball in the Glasgow end was when they knocked it deep. They haven't carried it in. They haven't come close. They haven't got inside the 30-yard line yet. English knocks it out. And another corner kick coming up for Glasgow. With time winding down here in the first half. 3 different scores for Glasgow makes it 3-0. The Lady Rams looking for win number 12. English got a piece of it, knocks it away. Glasgow stuck a foot in and just knocked it out of play. Trying to get around, they get around. Throwing it out in front was Fowler knocking it away. That would have been a very tough goal to give because just as Fowler knocked it away right in standing almost on the goal line, the whistle blows and we've reached halftime with Glasgow in this intercity battle, Thanksgiving in October, if you will. It's Glasgow 3, English nothing. Welcome back to Manning Field as we're set to start the second half. Glasgow leading at 3-0. Waiting for the official to blow the whistle to say, let's get going. A chilly night. I don't envy the young girls down the field with shorts and T-shirts because it's chilly. I mean, we're inside and it's cold. Oscar comes right out, controlling again. Keeping it, they actually knocked it back to their own end. Lauren Wilson in net for Glasgow has touched the ball once, and that was a long kick that one of the Glasgow players kicked back to her. English knocked a couple of balls deep, but couldn't go get it. And it wound up with Glasgow just taking it out of the zone right back to the English end, which is where it is right now. English trying to push it up. Classical knocks it right back. Papazoglu got a foot on it. Gets around the defense, pushes it by again, takes the shot, and knocks it wide right. She got bumped, wound up on the turf, chipped it wide right. And home, Paris Howes will get to kick it away. Senior night here at Manning Field. English had their senior night the other night. Classical's night tonight, but the classical girls honored the English seniors, presenting them with flowers before the game. Skipped right past English, went right through the wickets, and then Classical knocked it out. Now they're saying English knocked it out, so Duncan will put it in play. Setting it off the foot of Delaney Dana, it got deflected right to Paris Howes, and she kicks it away. Off the head of Duncan. English, that's the only way it gets inside the 30. English knocks it deep. They're not carrying it in. Classical knocks it away. Chavrin, one of those defenders, knocked it upfield. Duncan blocked it. Bilal knocked it deep. It goes out off Carenti. And English will get their first throw in deep in the English end. First time they've had a throw in down in this end, or the classical end. Classical knocks it away. They knock it upfield. They get around, pushing it up, trying to walk in, get it across. They're wide open. They rushed it down, they got it across, and they took the shot maybe a little bit quick. And Paris Howes was able to make the save. I think that was Papazoglu again. But it was Dana, Delaney Dana with the great rush. And they just took the shot. I don't know if she thought the defense was coming up because there was nobody near her. She could have taken her time and taken the shot. Great hustle with the speed, pushing it by, and great hustle by Alicia Jean to catch up. That was Delaney Dana again. Great speed, pushing it up. And Alicia Jean caught up and knocked it out. And we have another corner kick for Classical. From the near side. And that just bounced right in the midsection of Paris Howes. She was standing there waiting for it. Coming from Thurman. Classical knocks it back in the English end. Duncan had it taken away by Chavrin. She's played well defensively for English all year long. down that far side, looking to get around. And it goes out. And let's see who they're calling it off. Looks like they're calling it off Classical. Paris House has been busy kicking it away. And she'll do it again. Delaney pushes it by. Dana going to get it, pushed it by again, and then hustling over was Fowler. I mentioned before she's been playing really well defensively for English. It's been a nice play there. Delaney Dana got by a couple of people. They're going to call Classical offside. She got by a couple of people, and just as she was lining up the shot, Fowler knocked it away. In this new convoluted state tournament, it used to be if you had, like Glasgow, if they finished like 15-2-1, they would get at least one, maybe two home games in their division. But now they take into consideration the first is the league you're playing. The ball is kicked away from out in front. The league, they put emphasis on the league, on the schedule you play. Then comes your record. So there are teams that could be under 500, but if they play in what the MIA considers a good league and lose to good teams, they get ranked higher than teams that have better records. Glasgow last year undefeated in the GBL. I think they were like 18-2 last year. They were seeded like number 47 and had to go down the Cape to play a game. There were teams scattered all over the country last year. One team actually had to go to the edge of New York City to play a game. Lynn Tech had to go to Hoosac Valley, 3.5 hours away, to play a football game. One of the volleyball teams had to go to the Cape, take a boat across to the island, play the game, and then take the boat back. Cost somebody a pretty penny, probably the school. Alicia Jean boots it away. And now, Billy Devon, the AD of Classical, told me they're talking about changing it again. Football, especially the state of Massachusetts, is the only state that has Thanksgiving. Every other state, if you don't qualify for the tournament, your season's over. If you qualify for the tournament and you lose, your season's over. The only way you keep playing to get to the state final is keep winning. Knock deep. Gabriesus knocks it out. Here we play, if you don't make the state tournament in football, you still play, I think, 3 games leading up to Thanksgiving. And it bounces back into the Classical end. I thought maybe they'd kick it back to Wilson, let her kick it so she could touch it for the second time, but they didn't. Now, Classical knocked it out. Wilson has been a spectator. She could have bought a ticket for this one. She kicked it once, and that was a long boot downfield that English kicked deep. And they let it go to Wilson, and she kicked it away, and that's the only time she touched it. Classical knocks it into the Classical bench area. Classical steps in and boots it back. And Classical knocks it away again. Fowler pops it straight up. Classical will carry it down the far side, pushing it by. They get around. Looking to center it. English got a piece of it. Classical takes it away. Alicia Jean steps in and leveled the Classical player and then knocked it away. And English knocks it out. English, they pushed it too far. Classical knocks it back. Fowler knocks it away. Classical keeps it in the English end. And it gets knocked out by Classical. Looking to walk in. Alicia Jean knocks it away. Classical substitution as we get set for the throw in down deep. Classical knocks it back. Dana walks around, takes the shot. It bounced off Paris House. The rebound was there. And Alicia Jean, I don't know if it was Papazoglou or Duncan, came together at the side of the net. The net was wide open. Jean made the initial save off Dana. It popped loose. And then Jean, I don't know if it was Duncan or Flaherty, battling for it. And it got knocked out by Classical. But the net was wide open if they could have got a foot on it. Paris House kicks it out of play. Delaney Dana will put it in play. Classical pops it to the middle. They get control, pushing it up. Bounces off Parker. English trying to kick it upfield. Classical bounces it off English. Correnti battling, takes it away and knocks it back to the English end. Alicia Jean gets there. Her would-be pass deep got blocked. It winds up getting knocked out. English will get the throw-in. Chavrin will do the duties. Dana knocks it upfield. English knocks it deep. Hoskell picks it off. Getting around, coming down the near side. Got knocked upfield by De Leon. Dana again, knocking it deep. Glasgow was there, couldn't get the shot off. Nice defense, took it away. That might have been Martinez with the defensive play. Glasgow had the shot, and he tried to get around the defense to get a better shot, and Martinez took it away. And Martinez takes it away again and knocks it out of play. Three nothing Glasgow over English, and there's still can't get used to saying when these two teams play the Greater Boston League battle after all the years in the Northeastern Conference. Glasgow broke it up. English took it away. And Glasgow knocks it back. Bodies go down as it slips past to Alicia Jean. Her clearing pass is blocked. English knocks it deep. De Leon will hustle back. And she knocks it out. And we'll have substitutions for both teams. English will get the throw-in. Fairly down deep. Deep for them for this game. Chavrin getting set to throw it in. And it bounced out of play. Glasgow with the throw in. Parker knocks it up. Thurman pushing it up, looking to go get it, trying to get around. Takes it back to the middle, takes the shot, knocks it home. She made a great rush. She came down the near side. She just stopped short, waited for the defense to go by. She cut back into the 10-yard line and just ripped it inside the near post. Very good athletes, very good basketball player. And I always mention that Tony and Eddie Thurman, outstanding players at Lynn Glasgow, football and basketball, outstanding in college. Tony was on Bob Hope's All-American football program. They were outstanding athletes. And Ava was following in their footsteps. She could probably play football if they let her. She's a tough young lady. She's very, very quick. Basketball court, she's quick. Glasgow gets around. They pushed it too far. Alicia Jean took it away and banged it out off Glasgow. Glasgow will make a substitution. Glasgow trying to keep it in. Blocked by English. popped up. And Glasgow knocks it back upfield. Oh, behind the back pass. Down the near side, taking the shot, and they knock it home. Oh, behind the back pass, got her down the far side. Do we get a number? Hard to figure out who's doing what, and we don't know who scored the goal because we don't know who number 14 is. For Glasgow, they don't have a 14 on their roster. While we were trying to figure out who scored the goal, we just figured out it was Laura Wilson, the goaltender, who scored the goal. And while we were trying to figure out and find the numbers and find out, they're wearing maybe a different shirt because of the breast cancer awareness, but that was Tatiana Lazo scoring the next one. So they got 3 in each half, and they lead it 6-0. And they just keep the pressure on. English just can't get the ball in the Glasgow end. They've had a couple of throw-ins, and that's been it. They haven't carried the ball at all in the zone. Thurman knocks it deep down the near side. It got deflected, and here's Delaney Dana knocking it home. Thurman gave her the nice pass. She broke in between 2 defenders and just got enough to get the foot on the ball and knock it just inside the far post. So Thurman and Delaney Dana combine to make it 7-0. And back we go with the ball in the English end. Trying to center it out in front. Ferris Howes gets to make the save. I think that was Parker with the shot that Howes made the save on. Classical knocks it deep. Paris Howes will go way to her right, field it, and she'll get to kick it away. "15 minutes and counting left in this one. I believe it's Kaylee Bullock that's now playing goalie. I think it's what they told me when they take Lauren Wilson out, that it would be Kaylee Bullock. Couple of nice shifts. Still getting around. It finally got blocked. That was DeLeon going by everybody, trying to draw the defense and making the pass to Papazoglou. Lazo got around one, taking it down, and that's Wilson again. This time she got knocked down. Substitution for English. And out off English. Thurman will put it in play. We don't have a lot of would-be scorers for Classical down front. We got a lot of Classical jerseys hanging around midfield, sitting back. I think the last thing they want to do is really rub it in. I mean, it's 7-0, but it's been total domination. English hasn't got the ball inside the 30-yard line. They haven't come close to getting a shot on net. I think this is the second time that Wilson has come out of the net and played up front and scored a goal. She played up front last year, and the goaltender for Classical, who was very good, I don't know if she opted not to come back. I don't think she was a senior. I think whether she moved or went to prep school or changed schools, but she didn't come back. So they were without a goaltender. So Wilson took over the job as Gabriel Jesus knocks it upfield. Papazoglou with it. Lazo gets around, takes the shot. It goes wide right.
There's like 10 minutes left of the game. Alright, bye. Where were you?
Closing in on 10 minutes left in this one has been all Classical. The only thing left is not whether English will score or not, but whether English will even come close to getting a shot on net or even get the ball inside the 30-yard line, because they haven't done it. It's just been total domination as it skips out off Papazoglu. Seven different scorers for Classical. English trying to push it inside the 30-yard line. They couldn't get it there. Jesus knocked it away. Blocked, and it goes out. And I believe that's Wilson that went off. It'll be same two teams, boys-wise. It'll be English and Classical coming up next. Do me a favor. You need the records of the two teams. English's record and Classical's record. No. The boys are warming up down here. The boys are warming up down here.
How many games they won and lost? How many games they won and lost?
No, yeah, just one loss. What their record is.
What their record of games
Just their
lost,
record.
right? Of games lost, right?
I have rosters and everything. I just need their record.
All right.
English finally got it down close. They're actually inside the 20-yard line with control of the ball. That's the first time in the game they've been that close with the ball. Classical knocks it back where it's been the vast majority of the night, back in the English end. Gabriel Jesus knocks it out. Class is going to pick up the win. They're going to get bragging rights. They're going to win the series. They're going to sweep the two games against arch rival English. Knocked out again by English.
Hey, Joe.
Off Thurman. Delaney Dana tips it to the far side. English knocks it out. Skips past. Classical looking to go get it. English takes it away. And they lost it out of bounds. It skipped past Fowler. Everybody going for it. Fowler knocked it out. Battling with Lazo. And the scoreboard clock reads 5 minutes. It'll stay that way as it stops. Glasgow put this one away a long time ago. Just playing out the string now. For the looks of things, almost was like 4 corners by Glasgow, just trying to keep the ball away. They just shoot from long range and knock it way wide right and out of play. And just will make a couple of substitutions with the clock winding down. Senior night is going to be big for Glasgow. Harris Howells will get to kick it away. Back checking by Glasgow takes it away. And they knock it back upfield and to the Glasgow bench area. So we're just waiting now for the official to blow the whistle and say that's it. Just lost it into their own bench area. Eugene's pass broken up. Knocked away. Garcia got a foot on it for Glasgow. Alicia Jean knocked it deep. This will be only the second time the goaltender has touched the ball. And that's Kaylee Bullock. It was Lauren Wilson in the first half. I'm not sure what the stoppage is for. Bullock caught it and kicked it away. I'm not sure what the stoppage is for. Are they giving English? Why would they give English a free kick? The ball went down deep. The goalie come out and got it. Did she go too far kicking it away? Did she go further out than she's supposed to go? I think it's like by the 10-yard line you have to kick the ball away. I mean, the rules are so convoluted. They're going to give English a free kick from the 10-yard line. Because I think the goaltender went out beyond the 10 to kick it away. That's the only thing I can think of. Because all she did was catch it. There wasn't anybody anywhere near her. And she kicked it away. So Fowler was going to take the kick. English has a chance to get on the board. And she knocked it over the net out of play. So I think it's Kaylee Bullock, who is not a goaltender. She's only in there because of the score and letting Wilson go play up front. And so she's not aware of everything going on. She must have come out past the 10-yard line and kicked it. And with time winding down, I don't know why the officials just don't say, blow the whistle and say that's it. Nobody's going to care. It's 7-0. English doesn't have a shot on net. That shot went over the net. And they just continue this on, and I don't know why. Fowler stepped in front, kicked it wide right. It's very cold down in the field. Let these young ladies go to the sideline and get out of here. This was decided a long time ago. Me and Papazoglu got the first goal. McKenna Duncan. And then Bryn Bullock, they moved her up from defense up front. She got the shot for the goal. Thurman scored a goal. Wilson come out of net and scored a goal. Tatiana Lazo. And then a very nice pass from Thurman to Delaney Dana. And she knocked it home. And that made it 7-0 as finally the whistle blows and ends this. English got two in the direction of the net. Fowler got both of them. She kicked it over the net out of play, and she kicked it wide right. And it wasn't until the last couple of minutes that English even got the ball inside the 20-yard line. They never got a shot on net. And Glasgow wins both games. They win the series against arch rival Glasgow. Here on Thanksgiving night in October, as I call it, Glasgow wins over arch rival English 7-0. I believe it's their 12th win of the season. So congratulations to the Rams. 7-0 Glasgow over English. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.